one more brief Tom Talk for today. This one is going to be about the nature of reality. I guess everybody knows what reality is. We experience it 24/7, 365. The problem is that my reality is unique to me. Yours is unique to you. But the reality of my reality is obvious to me, as yours is to you. But they're different realities. Mine is based on my experiences on this planet, and yours is based upon yours. So though we may view the same scene, we're interpreting it differently. We consider reality in terms of our senses, our what we hear, what we see, what we feel. That's how we grasp reality. But after we get the sensory input, we process it and create our unique reality, which is our perception and interpretation of that sensory input as processed by us based upon our past experiences and probably to some extent our DNA, our genetics. But each of us has our own separate reality that we just assume everybody else agrees upon. You know, a tree is a tree, a pond is a pond, a cloud is a cloud, a dog is a dog, cat is a cat, man is a man, and a woman is a woman. But then we color these things in our mind based on our belief system, which is based on our past experiences. I have a man, I'm sure he's gone now, I haven't seen him in 40 years. He was older than me at the time, and I'm 77. This man I refer to, his name was Jay Davenport. He was an artist down in the French Quarter in New Orleans when I knew him, who I call my guru. Probably a flawed individual, but from a philosophic standpoint, brilliant. When he said anything, it was something of consequence. A man of relatively few words, but his words were consequential. One of the concepts that he helped me understand was this concept of reality is something that is personal and probably generally incorrect. That my idea of reality is probably flawed. The way he explained it to me was that I was like a motion picture projector, and also the person viewing the show being projected. So I was projecting a movie out onto the world and then viewing it and interpreting that movie. So I was creating this world that I lived in as I went along, and interpreting it based on my past experiences, but I was projecting it. It wasn't, it was a creation of my imagination to some extent. The physical input, the physical, sensual input that I was experiencing was objective, unless I was hallucinating, and I'm generally not hallucinating. But my interpretation of all of that sensory input was subjective. And that's just the nature of consciousness. Jay, my guru, also explained to me a concept that I have found to be valuable throughout the rest of my existence. I met Jay when I was probably 20 and knew him for a couple of years. Saw him fairly regularly during that period of time. But he explained to me that if I ever was anxious or uptight, that was a misperception, that negative feeling that I was experiencing was a symptom of what can be referred to in Eastern philosophy as wrong thought. I was misinterpreting the message that was being given to me through my senses, and any time that I had one of these negative experiences, somebody I didn't like, something I thought was ugly, something of that nature, that it gave me an opportunity to shine the light on that part of the darkness in my own mind, that it gave me the opportunity to grow. And if I refused it, if I just continued to think, that person is ugly, or I hate that person, that I could go on doing that, but I wouldn't grow. I would have to encounter that same situation or that same experience in other situations. At another time, it would be another person, or it would be another situation that I just failed to understand. But it would keep coming back until I shined the light on that part of my consciousness that was interpreting things incorrectly. I found this to be helpful throughout my life in overcoming prejudices that were just part of me, that became part of me growing up in the world that I grew up in. So I am far from able to completely overcome my misimpressions of the world, but I have been able to grow significantly through my lifetime by understanding that the reality I see, I am seeing but through a glass darkly. That what I am thinking or seeing is Maya, is an illusion. It's what I bring to the reality, not reality itself. And understanding this has helped me to endure the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune through all these many decades. We'll talk again.